Today is September 23rd, and we are finally back in the field, and as you can see, the sun is shining. We were off for about a week with the rain and the foggy weather, and so we didn't get a whole lot accomplished. Dennis went ahead and went on home since the weather was going to be bad, so it's just down to the three of us now. We're running one combine, but we are cutting with our farmer here in McGregor. We've moved back to McGregor. We got our Powers Lake farmer Canola done, and they wanted to try to do the Durum themselves as they're having some trouble with the quality and finding an elevator to take it, so they just wanted to cut with their one. So this morning we actually thought we were kind of winding down for the season, and we were going to go over to our house and do some projects over there, pick up some rocks that'll end up being in our soon-to-be yard, so that we can have that done and be able to plant grass and stuff. But Dylan got a phone call, and that brought us over to McGregor to cut some canola here. So we'll be going here for a few days, and then after we got going, he got another phone call to help another farmer here in town. So we should have some more work for about a week or two, keep us busy as long as the weather will hold. Hopefully we can stay busy. It gets hard this time of year as the weather kind of dictates what you're doing, and it just really drags out. So hopefully the weather will keep sun shining. Over the break we've had some time to do some other stuff. We went to a couple car shows.
That's right. Yeah. That's what I thought.
Lots of football games. There you bounce around. There you go! Hold on to it! Atta boy!
There you go. Oh, you did it?
And just having some time to do other stuff besides harvest. So that's kind of what's been going on here the last week. Today is September 29th, and we are just servicing this morning before we get going. We thought we were done. We were going to be starting to clean stuff up, and one of our farmers called to ask Dylan a question about a repair on his Gleaner, and so as they were talking, he found out that we were finished up, and so he had us come over and start some canola for him. And so we worked for him for about 3 days, and then got another phone call and moved over to this farmer here. We're cutting Durum right now. As you can see, we're bagging. So I actually got the weekend off while the boys were able to run the combines, and Carter was in the cart, and Dylan just helped with the bagger. Today I will be in a combine since it's Monday and the kids are back at school. So this actually works out really well. Once the kids are in school and if we get to bag, then we can still run both combines and stay efficient as possible. So that's really good. Of Colston and Riggin both have a ball game tonight, so we'll be quitting a little bit early to go to the ball game. And then we've got some stuff going on this week for Colston. He is actually taking a CDL class through the VOTEC this semester through school. He's going to be taking all of the like training courses and the written tests and all that type of stuff through this course. And he actually has a hands-on training day at the VOTEC Center on Wednesday, so I'll actually be taking him to that. And then he has a doctor's appointment in Bismarck on Thursday to check up with his rheumatologist, so I'll be gone 2 days out of the week. So there won't be getting a whole lot accomplished in those 2 days with just running one combine, but you know, things with actual life have to keep happening, and so you just have to do what you need to do to get everything accomplished for everybody. So that's kind of what we've been going on here for the last few days. October 3rd, and as you can see, I am wearing my combine hat today. We have been bagging for a while on this farmer, so we've both been driving combines. However, today he wanted us to go into a bin, and so we actually had one combine down, so Dylan was working on it, and I've been just driving out here by myself. I had both trucks full, and we were about to have the grain cart full. So when Dylan got that other combine done, he just grabbed one of the trucks and headed back to the bins. So he is unloading that so I can continue to cut. We have about another quarter for this farmer, and then we'll kind of see what happens after that. We have a football game tonight for Colston. Varsity plays tonight, so we will head to Ray. It's actually senior night tonight, so we will be having a booster club that's feeding us, so we'll get to have a hamburger or hot dog free will donation, so we'll get to eat before the game and then do the festivities for the seniors, and hopefully that all goes well. So that's kind of what's been going on here.
I know.
Good morning. It is October 6th, and it is a brisk 30 degrees this morning, so we are bundled up trying to get everything finished up here on this job. Dylan's working on the auger right now. It's having a couple of issues, and then we'll unload the last 2 trucks here in those little bins, and then we will be moving on to our next job. We thought we were going to be finished up. We finished the Durum yesterday, and that was kind of what we had on the books. And then Dylan got a phone call, so we are going to go, it's not too far from here where we'll move, and there's 1,000 acres of spring wheat. So we will start on that today. Won't get too terribly far, as again, the boys have football tonight, so we will take off to Stanley. Riggins' last game is today, and then Colson will play the JV game, and then he also plays on varsity as well on Fridays, so we stay pretty busy with that stuff, and hopefully the weather will cooperate with us so we can get this done and hopefully get everything cleaned up before the first snowflake falls this year. We will see. Today is October 10th, and it is a beautiful October day. It's about 67 degrees with a little breeze, so it's a beautiful harvest day. We are just fixing to finish up. We have one field left for this farmer that we're cutting the spring wheat for, and then we'll be moving to a different farmer in a different town to cut some canola. But this job we've been cutting with our friends Matt and Jory Haken. And Dylan and I have known Matt and his brother Jacob for the last 20 years. We met them our first year on harvest, and so it's been kind of fun getting to work with them. During the summers back in the early years when we first started, we always had high school and college kids on harvest with us, and so we would lose those kids to go back to school, so it would basically just be me and Dylan. And so we would team up with Matthew and Jacob because Matt owned a truck and Jacob owned a combine, and so their harvest crew stopped when they went to Nebraska. They had grown up going on harvest. Their family, their grandpa had started their company, so they have been on harvest their whole lives, and then once they graduated they bought into the company, but their family had only ever gone to Nebraska and then went on home. So they were wanting to go up into Montana. And so we kind of started working together up there, where we each had a combine and a truck. And so since that has happened, they've both been married now, and their wives drive their trucks, and they work together in Montana, and now we have two trucks and combines and the kids, and so things just kind of changed. But in the beginning of harvest, when we first started, it was fun to always team up with them and get some more things done. So now 20 years later, it's kind of cool to be able to harvest with them. They've been coming to Powers Lake for about 3 years now. They've always had their own jobs here though, and so this is the first time we've teamed up to do one together. So it's been really kind of cool. Brings back a lot of memories from before. So Colson has a football game tonight, so we'll be leaving a little bit early today, and then tomorrow we'll move over to that new farmer, and I'm not sure how much we'll get to be cutting because I think it's supposed to rain on Sunday. So I guess that's kind of what's been going on here with DeBach harvesting. Good afternoon. Today is October 22nd, and we are out at the field watching canola dry. It's about exciting as watching paint dry. This is the second day we've been doing this. We have not cut since October 11th. We were able to move up to lignite from our last job over by McGregor, and we were able to cut one day, and then it just started raining. So we cut till about 11 o'clock Saturday night, and then everything's been parked since. We just haven't had great weather. We went, I think yesterday was the first day we've really seen good sun and had some wind. We sat out here yesterday most of the afternoon, sampled it twice, and just couldn't get it below 10. Elevators wanted about 9.5, and then we got it to about 11.4. It is now 4 o'clock already, and we sampled it twice, and the last sample went 10.9, so we are getting closer. But unfortunately, since it's already 4 o'clock, we might start going the other direction also. It's been super frosty in the mornings, so all the progress that we make throughout the day with the sunshine, we pretty much lose over the night with the frost. So that's kind of sad. But since we've been sitting for a week, we got a full week of rain, and then it just kind of got really slow. So Carter went ahead and went home on the 17th of October. So we'll be missing him once we get started. He was a great blessing to our harvest team this summer, and we were so thankful to have him, and the boys just had an absolute great time with him, and we just really enjoyed him. So we're going to be missing him when we get started back up, but at least we are going to have our farmer's going to be cutting with us, so they have a grain cart, so we won't be too terribly behind since we'll be able to use theirs as well. We have gone up to Canada to see our house, so we've actually got to physically see our house, so that's really exciting. Colson had a football game in Botno last Friday, and so that's about halfway to where our house is, so we just decided to drive up on Saturday morning, and they were able to meet us and let us walk through. And so that was really fun to actually just be inside our new home and see everything in person. Still just basically walls and paint right now, no flooring or anything yet, although the flooring should be going in this week, and then cabinets in a couple weeks. They're still not done. They outsource those, so they don't really have control over when those will be coming in. Fireplace will be getting rocked soon, so it's all coming together pretty fast and very exciting. When we signed papers, it was supposed to be a November delivery date, so so far that might be the very end of November. We don't really know, but as of right now, everything's looking pretty good for that time frame. The floor of our basement has not ever been poured. Well, the basement's been done since before we left on harvest, but the floor will actually be getting poured tomorrow. So we should have good weather throughout the weekend before it starts raining again on Monday. So hopefully that all gets cured enough that we don't have little rain spots in it, but we're having a heated floor in there, so it takes a little bit more work to get that ready and put all that stuff down. So that's pretty exciting. So once that's poured, we'll actually be ready for the house. Electric's done, well's done, septic's in. Fiber optic guy just called today, so they're going to be putting that in the next couple of weeks. So now we just need a house. What else has been going on? We've had dryer issues. When we very first got home from harvest, the dryer in my camper died, so I've been doing hired hand clothes plus ours at my house, trying to keep up with only being home like an hour a day, trying to keep up with 6 people, so that's been fun. But yesterday, my house dryer decided to die. Which it's about 10 years old, so I guess we got good use out of it. So this morning I went to Minot and just bought a super cheap dryer. By the time we paid the $150 for them to diagnose it, and then the parts and labor, it wasn't going to save me any money to repair a 10-year-old dryer. So unfortunately, we had already purchased brand new appliances for our house, but they were not in yet. So we went ahead and got this one. We needed a second one anyway, because we were just going to put these old ones down in the basement for the kids. They're going to have a washer and dryer set up in their bathroom, so that we just needed the second dryer anyway. So we just went ahead and got that done first thing this morning, knowing we wouldn't be cutting till after lunch. But here it is now, 4 o'clock, and we're still not cutting. Dylan is changing oil and everything, so we should be maintenanced up and good to go when we get started, because we still have this job, another job of Durum, and then a potential sunflower job. Never done those. When the guy called, Dylan said, "I'm not saying no, but I'm not saying yes." So the guy was like, "Okay, I'll put you down as a maybe." So one of our other farmers actually has a sunflower head, and that farmer talked to the other farmer and already okayed us to use it before he even talked to us. So really don't have any excuses, except for we'll just see what the weather does, because they won't be done or ready until probably sometime in November. So we'll just kind of see how the weather goes, because once it snows, it's kind of over for everyone. But we'll just have to wait and see. We've got a few projects done at the house. Dylan's worked on some fence lines, because we would really like to put some fence up and get our horses over to our own land, but we have no fence over there. Carter and I picked up rocks, which will be in what will be our yard at some point, so we'll be easier to mow. So we had lots of rocks to pick up, and I'm sure there are still way more. We'll continue to keep finding those for years on end. But Dylan did a lot of dirt work, moving the dirt piles that came from pulling out the basement. So we had all those dirt piles just piled around the house, and so he smoothed all those out, and so everything's coming together pretty good. So now if we could just get some of this harvesting done, we could maybe do some projects more around the house, but until then, we'll just wait it out. That's what's been going on with tobacco harvesting.